Now, why do we need an international regulation of trade? Why do we need an animal like WTO? Not because of the economic side of the coin, because of the political side of the coin, which is the one now very rapidly overfly now. As far back as Ricardo, we have understood that trade creates winners and losers. Trade opening affects the distribution of income within societies. For instance, traditional theories predict that when industrialized countries import labor-intensive goods from emerging countries that are abundant in low-skilled workers, the result is lower demand and therefore lower wages for low-skilled workers in this industrialized world. More generally, Paul Samuelson reminded us in an important article he wrote in 2004, using a standard Ricardian framework, that productivity growth in one country can undermine the export success of another country, thus reducing income in the latter. This argument, and certain variants of it, have spurred renewed interest in the evolution of inequalities in industrialized countries and the role of trade in this evolution. Now, while the recent literature appears to have converged to the view that other forces, most prominently technological change, have been rather important in changing income distribution, there is, in my view, no doubt that trade can contribute to rising wage inequality. This does not, in my view, offer an argument for protection or for turning back on openness. Rather, it makes a powerful case for attending to the social tensions arising from inequality, be this through public provision of basic services, better education, training opportunities, or fiscal reform. A second source of costs, of political costs, is the inevitable structural adjustment associated with trade opening. Some sectors, firms, individuals, gain from trade, while others have to adjust into alternative activities, if they can, in the face of new competitive realities. Moreover, trade, especially that associated with offshoring, can increase uncertainty. And this has no doubt further raised concerns about the virtues of globalization and of trade in particular, who, for many, is the sort of visible part of globalization. On the other hand, countries that miss out on international production opportunities risk being marginalized from globalization. Firms' decision to offshore are strongly influenced by the quality of the institutional framework, by the costs of setting up a business, by the quality of infrastructure. Not addressing these issues is likely to limit the participation of low-income countries in production networks, despite their advantage in terms of factor prices. Being left out is surely much worse than trying to manage change and localize losses against a background of generalized gains. So it's clear that the politics of trade have to be properly managed if societal gains are to be realized. Anthony Downs, in his Theory of Democracy, shows that political competition will lead politicians to propose and enact the policy which is preferred by the voter with median policy preferences. And the application of this theory to trade policy suggests that increasing inequality will be associated with an increase in opposition to trade and ultimately with more trade restrictive policies. In short, greater inequality will lead to increased calls for protectionism.